Going. Hello, everyone. My name is Renita Brannon, and I'm up in Bismarck, North Dakota. We are so honored and blessed to be part of LifeWave for the last 2.5 years. It has completely transformed our lives, our health, our finances, our relationships. In fact, if you're on the patch already, if you've gotten started with the X39 and you're on here tonight, could you guys please put in the chat anything that has happened to you with your health in the last month, year, 2 years, however long it's been? Please go ahead and share in the chat what this incredible phototherapy patch has done for you. It is amazing. Again, make sure you talk to the person who invited you on here tonight. That person will be your sponsor. They will make sure that you understand this technology, how you can purchase at the best deal. I mean, who knew that we could activate and regenerate all of these incredible healing cells of our body, including our stem cells, and we can do it with light. We can do it naturally. So we're so blessed to be able to talk about it. I'm going to give you a great resource right out of the gates that you guys can all plug into later. So if you're a person on here that really loves knowledge and likes to do the due diligence, I encourage you guys to write this website down. It's called thisisit.info.com. On this website, there are hundreds, and I mean hundreds of incredible videos. So you can watch a 2-minute video, a 4-minute video, a 6-minute video. You can watch doctors' panels. So as you scroll down here, each one of these red arrows is an awesome video for you to view. I recommend the first 3 videos. So this one is 2 minutes, meet LifeWave X39. And if you're brand new to phototherapy, maybe you're on tonight saying, what is phototherapy? It's a fancy name for light therapy, everyone, but you can really learn how these patches are being activated with your own body light, your own body heat on this great video of what is phototherapy. As you scroll down, you can listen to David Schmidt himself talking about the incredible technology. That's about a 7-minute video. And for those of you who really love to learn from medical doctors, you will be so blessed by listening to my dear friend, Dr. Leland Stillman. And he is going into great depth about the power of the X39 and how it's transforming his patients. He says patients are having better results in 7 days of wearing the X39 patch than they were having in 6 months of doctoring with him. 7 days, you guys, people are seeing transformations in their health. So if you're going to be the next transformation, make sure you get with the person who invited you on here. One final thing about this cool website, thisisit.info.com. Hopefully you've jotted it down by now. You can click on testimonials at the very top there. And when you click on testimonials, you can listen to all kinds of incredible stories, miracles. It is just quite astounding. Get a box of Kleenex because some of these are real tearjerkers, but neuropathy, chemotherapy, children, hair improvement, heart, right? Anytime you click on one of these, there's going to be multiple videos that are generally 1 to 3 minutes long. So you can hear how it's affected and helped somebody's heart, right? So if you're wondering, is it going to work for this or that? The bottom line is LifeWave patches don't treat, cure, prevent disease, but we do get to hear amazing, amazing miracles. All right, we're going to move into the presentation. Hopefully you've got that This Is It info down pat by now. And hopefully all of you individuals that are here and part of LifeWave have written in the comments by this point what this incredible phototherapy technology has done for you. So if you haven't done it, take a minute and go in there and write what this patch has done for you. I always say you never know how your story is going to influence and bless somebody else for making a buying decision for these patches. We know it'll be the best investment they ever make with their health. So we're going to very quickly go through this amazing little presentation. And the biggest question of the hour is, have you been patched yet? We're here tonight to elevate and activate and regenerate all of these incredible healing cells of our body. I will let you know on the front end, the LifeWave X39 patches, they are being sold at many doctors' offices across the country, and they retail them for $150 for a 30-day supply. Now, my goal for you is not to pay that. My goal for you is to save money. How many of you like to save money? If you like to save money, stick with me for the next 10 minutes, and I'm going to show you how to purchase at the wholesale price. But if you do go to a medical doctor, because we have many medical doctors, naturopathic doctors, homeopathic doctors, chiropractors, really all walks of life on the patches and that are promoting the patches because they've seen the healing benefits. Typically, it would be $150 for a month's supply. Still a really great deal. but I'm going to show you the deal that can get it under a cup of coffee a day. That's even a better deal. So all LifeWave products are free from drugs, chemicals, and stimulants. So if you believe God designed your body to heal, raise your hand. You are in good company tonight. Come on, God designed our bodies to heal. And, I want to make sure that you guys know nothing is entering the body with the LifeWave patches. They're a non-transdermal patch, which means nothing is coming in through the actual patch to the skin. They are phototherapy. Okay. And we'll get to that in a second. But again, LifeWave does not claim to treat, cure, prevent disease. I want to let you know it all started with my beautiful mama. This is Pearl, and she is rocking and rolling. In fact, I just talked to my son, Rocco. He's over at grandma's right now. He said she's on the exercise bike rolling and watching Donald Trump on TV. So she's so excited. But my mom actually 9 years ago was diagnosed with Parkinson's. I'm not sure if you guys know anybody with Parkinson's or any neurological conditions, but it's very tough. Mom was 169 pounds. She had wasted away down to 97. We had tried many, many modalities of treatment to help her. She was unable to walk without her walker. She had quit talking. She had quit smiling. People with Parkinson's get very, very quiet. Really, she was just not herself. She had owned a restaurant, you guys, for 27 years. So this woman was like the ultimate food guru that ever walked the planet. And, the 2.5 years ago when we started on the patches, my mom had not laid a finger in the kitchen. In fact, we had taken away knives from her. Everything changed when my friend from Doris, her name is Doris from Canada, called me up and she said, Renita, I want to talk to you about this patch that my neighbor lady's wearing. And she said, I know your mom was diagnosed with Parkinson's. And she said, my neighbor lady has Parkinson's and she's been wearing this patch and we've seen downright miracles with her. Miracles, she said. And I said, well, Doris, she's very holistic, my friend Doris. She's been a nurse for over 25 years, but she's very into holistic and natural treatments. And she said, Renita, I just know it's going to help your mom. And she said, I'd like to just gift your mom a couple. So I said, okay, great. Thank you so much. And, it's one of those friends that you just trust. How many of you have a friend that you just trust? Doris is one of those friends, and she literally sent the patches in a little baggie. My mom started wearing them, you guys. It was the 11th day of patching that my mom experienced her miracle. My husband and I walked into the house that morning, and mom for the last 2.5 years had been using a walker every morning, pretty much solid from 8 a.m. to about noon, right? And here it was 8:30 in the morning, and my mom comes bebopping across the kitchen. She looks over at me with her cute pajamas, and she says, hey, Nita, do you want me to make you some eggs? And I was in shock. I said, hey, mom, I said, wow. I said, I looked at Scott, my husband. I said, are you seeing this? This is crazy. And he said, I am. And I said, Mom, where's your walker? And she said, oh, I think it's in the bedroom. And I said, since when don't you need the walker at 8:30 in the morning? And I said, you've used it for 2.5 years at this hour. She looked at me and she said, well, I didn't need it today. And so she just went on into the kitchen and started cracking eggs. And I was in shock. And you guys, that was the beginning. That was on the 11th day. And that was the beginning of my mom's miracle transformation. Within 2 months, all of her bone density had come back in her teeth. She started talking, walking, brushing her teeth again, eating again, peeling potatoes again. Literally, it gave her life back. She went up to 123 pounds from 97 pounds. Her massage therapist actually called me after massaging her one day and said, I want to sign up for that patch that your mom is wearing because all of your mom's muscle is back in her legs. It was unbelievable, you guys. So my mom was our first patch miracle, and my father was our second patch miracle. Now, I hope you guys are advocates for your aging loved ones. Raise your hand if you have aging loved ones. I pray that you are all advocates for those individuals. They need our help. But my dad was sitting at the kitchen table with those oozing legs you see there on the left-hand side. They literally dripped nonstop for 6 months. He just would walk around with witch hazel in one hand and a rag in the other to wipe his legs down. And that morning I said to my dad, we've been to 12 doctors, Dad. Nothing has helped these legs. I said, do you think we could try a patch on you? And he looked at me and he said, I thought the patch was for Parkinson's. I said, I have no idea what it's for. And he kind of laughed and I said, I'm not kidding. I said, but I think it might help your legs. And I said, it's worth a try. And he said, let's give it a try. So we threw it on my dad, you guys, and the picture on the right was 24 hours later. My dad was a one patch miracle. In fact, if you are on here and you're a one patch miracle, or you know of a one patch miracle, please comment right now in the chat. I am a one patch miracle, or I know a one patch miracle, because this patch is changing people's lives sometimes overnight. Now, that's not always the case. It took 4 days for me. It took 11 days for my mom. It took 8 days for my son. So all of us are different, but wow, what a blessing that we get to restore and regenerate our bodies. And so my dad's legs never dripped again. The next morning when I saw them, and they were little tiny chicken legs and all of the oozing was dried up, my father, 80 years young, looks at me and he said, Renita, where can I get some more stickers? Looks like that sticker worked. And so that's where the journey began. And this is my friend Penny's hands. This is 5 days after she started patching. She had been dealing with those hands ever since she had chemo about 9 years ago. And she had tried everything, she said. And I said, you know what? Give the patches a try. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee. The picture on the right, she sent to me 5 days after she started patching, you guys. So run after your friends that have skin conditions. But I want to let you know it's not just for old people with bad skin. It is a miracle breakthrough for performance. So this is our oldest son, Bo, and actually all 3 of our boys wear the patch. So they're 24, almost 25, 18 and 16, and these guys are muscle houses. You can see them, right? The bottom line is all of them are just incredible and having incredible success with the patches. They wear every single day. And it has just been a blessing for performance and muscle recovery. Our oldest son, Bo, he literally got drug tested 3 times his final semester of track at his college career. Why? Because they thought he was doping, because his PRs, his personal record times, got so fast. Every time he ran, he broke a personal record. Truett has an incredible testimony where he had to have knee surgery. He had torn 4 ligaments going up for a dunk in basketball, blew out 4 ligaments in his knee, displaced patella. We waited 3 months to have surgery. When we went in, guess what? They didn't have to replace 4 ligaments. Guess what they had to repair? Only 2. So there is something to the power of this patch, you guys. So onward and upwards, we want to make sure that you know it's for all ages, all demographics. In fact, hey, global health movement is going on right now. I don't know if you guys recognize this this guy right here, but little clue was on the shirt over there, but he's on the patches. So we're pretty fired up that people are getting exposed globally to phototherapy and that they can regenerate and activate their stem cells. So let's talk about David Schmidt. He's the founder and inventor, which I'm about to let you guys go listen to him, but he has over 180 patents. He's a genius. He's a humble genius who loves the Lord. And the technology actually started 20 years ago with the Navy SEALs. The Navy SEALs were the very first people to wear our patches 20 years ago. And it worked. They were trying to increase their stamina during Hell Week naturally. And David created the patches, and the SEALs did amazing. From there, it was used with the United States female Olympic swim team. They did amazing. 4 of those female swimmers over at Stanford qualified for the Olympics. So the patches were originally used for performance. So again, if you know people who are athletes, talk to them about this patch. They'll love it. But what happened in 2008, David said, we're going to focus all of our research on stem cell research. And it took 10 years and $4.5 million to bring to market the X39. And that's the patch we're here tonight to talk about. Now, just a quick 30 seconds on stem cells. If you didn't know this, it's the #1 indicator of how well you are, okay? I mean, this is directly correlated to our health. The problem with stem cells is chronic inflammation eats up stem cells in our body like a Pac-Man. We don't want that to be happening, because without stem cells, we leave the planet, you guys. We're done. We pass away. So we've got to have these stem cells in our body. But did you know that by the age of 30, you've got a 60% reduction of stem cell activity? If you're on here tonight and you're 50, you got a 75% reduction of stem cell activity. 60, you've got a 90% reduction. Right? By age 80, you've got a 95% reduction, which is why my dad, when he put that patch on at 80 years young, everything changed overnight for him. That poor guy probably only had a handful of stem cells working in his body, and they couldn't even find each other because he was so chronically inflamed. But everything changed the moment we put X39 on him. Now, I just want to read the patent for you because you don't just get a patent. You have to prove a patent. And this patent actually says an apparatus that causes a beneficial effect by providing phototherapy. Remember, phototherapy means light therapy as a result of elevating copper peptide. So just put that in your mind. Copper peptide is very, very important. It's called GHKCU is the name of it. But what does it do? Let's read the patent, including activation of stem cells, improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, management of pain. Anybody got that? Improvements in stamina, elevation of collagen production, and improved wound healing. So this patch does it all. Put it on and let us know the miracles you're seeing. If you want more education, this is a great book you can pick up. The patch not only rebuilds your skin and hair, which is obvious because everybody who is wearing the patch looks beautiful and younger, hello, but it also protects your body from disease, you guys. It fights pain and anxiety. It increases 700 nervous system genes. It actually repairs damaged DNA in our bodies. And like it says here, this is the scientist who discovered the GHK copper peptide, which is exactly what the X39 patch activates. It says right in the book, it causes adult stem cells to produce more growth factor. It suppresses numerous cancer metastasis genes. It protects lung tissue after people have had these chronic lung injuries, right? So we are so fired up that you're on tonight. And if you are science-minded, we've got 95 clinical studies in the back office for you to look at and read through and observe. So how do you wear this thing? 12 hours on during the daytime hours. You take it off at night when you go to bed, throw it in the garbage. Put on a fresh patch in the morning. So there's 30 patches in 1 month's supply. Okay, so you wear a fresh patch every single day. Make sure you drink plenty of water and get those electrolytes in. Talk to your sponsor. They'll talk a little bit more about that. So again, this is just a proprietary form of phototherapy. It just simply reflects your own body light and heat to activate. There's no drugs, chemicals, or stimulants in it. And it's super easy to use, right? Non-invasive. We've got 5-year-olds putting the patch on themselves. This is an incredible topography map. They show the sections of the brain, and we want very low brain inflammation. Would you guys agree? We don't want a bunch of inflammation in the brain because then the brain is not communicating and working very well. Well, this woman had a whole lot of it. Look how red the brain coherence was. That means the sections of her brain were not communicating well. They put X39 on this woman 12 hours a day, every single day. Look what happened 3 weeks later when she went back in for her testing for her brain coherence. No more red. That is beautiful, you guys, how we can reduce the inflammation of the brain. So again, the benefits are endless. Hopefully by now you realize that it's going to do a lot for a lot of people. Reduced inflammation, mental clarity, your sleep just gets phenomenal. We had a young 19-year-old on our meeting last night. He said, it's the first time I've dreamt in 10 years. He said, I'm dreaming again. I'm dreaming again. He was so excited about it. So dreaming is a good thing because dreaming cleans your brain at night. Again, you know, X39 long-term is just a lifesaver. You know, first few days, those genes are resetting. Within 6 weeks, your brain is getting more balanced. Your collagen is increasing. Within 3 months, your friends are asking what you're doing for your skin. And within 6 months, your heart is actually reversing in age. And I just want to let you know, you guys, there is a huge opportunity attached to this. LifeWave is a 20-year-old debt-free company. And they were doing about $20 to $30 million a year back in 2021. Remember, it's been around for a while, but what happened is they launched the X39 patch, and you can see what happened. 320 million, 430 million. And last year, the company finished over $600 million. We're open in over 75 countries globally, and people love our technology because there is no competition. We don't have another product like us in the marketplace. We're the #1 growth company in all of direct sales globally, worldwide. We are actually #1. They gave us the Global Bravo Award, which is the #1 award in direct sales for a company that's had 4 years of consecutive growth. Our growth was 3,000% in the last 4 years. So again, I'm not sure why you're here. I'm here because I know sharing is caring, and this patch has completely transformed our families' lives. And remember in the beginning, I showed you how you can purchase the patch for $150 a month. Well, I don't want you to pay that. I'm just going to be honest. I'm a mom. I have 3 sons. I know what a dozen of eggs cost. And so I want you to save all the money you can. So when you get started, make sure you reach back out to the person who invited you on here. There's these things called wholesale packages. This is definitely what you're going to want to get. The core package is $295. It comes with 3 sleeves of X39. The advanced package is 6 sleeves of X39 for $535. So as you can see, it's way less expensive than $150 a month, right? And then the premium pack, which is actually your best deal, where you get 20 sleeves of X39 for $1750. Again, talk to who invited you on here. They will help get you started. And guess what? As soon as you get your pack purchased and you get your wholesale patches, you actually have your own free website and your own free app. So if you love these patches, which we know you're going to, and you want to start talking to your friends and your neighbors and your fellow pickleball players, guess what? You'll have your own website and people can go to your website and purchase the patches. When you do that, there's 6 ways of earning income. And the first one is this, it's called a product introduction bonus. You receive $35 if they go to your website and order 4-pack. You can see up there where it says 35 in the corner, $75 if they order the advanced package at your website, and $405 if they order the premium package. You can also build teams. So if you're a team builder on here and you're a bit of a coach or you like to mentor and you really like to help people, when you start sharing with others who share with others, the binary commissions are incredible. You can earn up to $25,000 a week. There's also matching bonuses, and the matching bonuses are phenomenal for people who are building those teams. You get a first line check match of 25%, second line check match of 20%, and a third line check match of another 20%. That's on top of earning up to $25,000 a week. So as you can see, this is a huge opportunity for those that are looking. People can go to your website and become a customer. If they do become a retail customer, they do have a 90-day money-back guarantee. Number 5 way of earning is free trips. I want to celebrate everybody on here. If you won the free trip to Punta Mita, put in the comments, I'm going to Punta Mita. That trip is going to be free for 100 members of our team won that trip to Punta Mita for free. So put in the comments that you won it. We're so excited to celebrate with you. And there are more ways of earning, you guys. But we are going to wrap it up. If you want to get more information, reach back out to the person who shared this video with you. They loved you and cared about you enough to share this incredible phototherapy technology that's about to change your life. All right. This is at info.com. I showed you that website at the beginning. Go there to gather more information. And if you're really fascinated by the business, get on over to thisisitteam.com. But please know we do Zoom meetings every single day. Tomorrow, we're going to do our team Zoom meeting at 8 p.m. where you can invite all new guests onto it. This was a very quick overview tonight. Hopefully you got what you came for. I'd appreciate it if all of you would just reach back out and talk to the person who invited you on here. That person will get you started. And remember, tell them I want the wholesale pricing. And just do me one favor before you get off here. One favor. I want to know, you reach out to me and I want to know what the patch has done for you, because I know this is going to transform your health and your life. God bless all of you and have a great night.